Barnes and Leslie. Want to get into this Kevin Spacey topic.
There's so much. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, and you should hear the audio. It's a really weird situation because he has not, when I say done anything wrong, I'm putting big air quotes up, as far as the court system goes.
There's civil suits, but...
You have all these accusers saying things, but he has not been convicted or, he has not lost any of the defense. To my knowledge, I've not seen him lose one. And his... not agent, but manager, is Evan Lowenstein from Tucker, right here. Remember Evan and Jaron?
Absolutely. They're friends of ours.
Right. They were on, I was saying it more for listeners. I know you know them. That they were on our show all the time. So he is a talent manager and has been for years. And he was managing Kevin Spacey back in the height of the Kevin Spacey stuff with House of Cards.
And remember, I told you that's when I met Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. So I've spoken to Evan recently, and we talked about Kevin Spacey and the possibility of having Kevin Spacey on our show. And it's one of those weird cancel culture things, which I think it would be interesting just to approach those topics directly with him.
What did he say?
That it's a possibility, but he's like, are you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, we have smart listeners. They can make up their own minds. You don't need to keep beating this dude down. Now, whatever he has done, again, he has not been either convicted or had to have any kind of massive payout. Nothing has happened.
Well, isn't there some documentary that's out right now in the UK?
Well, there's the documentary in the UK on Channel 4. And then this week, he also came out and talked to a British journalist. And I have a couple of those clips. And it's very raw. And it's very, he's putting it out there. And I asked Evan if he wanted to come on. And unfortunately, he's in LA and couldn't make it at this time. So he may come on soon to talk more about it. I just think it's an interesting study on cancel culture, really. I mean, the guy is being, he's 1 foot in bankruptcy, I think was his quote.
And he has, obviously, there have been a lot of accusations, which he has denied. And again, he hasn't been accused of anything, but now there are civil lawsuits.
Again, this is not some defense for Kevin Spacey.
No.
This is not what this is. I want to play this audio. I just wanted to preface it by saying, I don't know that I want to jump on, the witch hunt if I don't have anything to cancel him for.
And remember, we talked in Celebrity Sleaze the other day that he did say, yes, I did have relationships, but I never forced anyone into anything. And
he gets into that in one of these clips. So I have 3 clips for you. This first one is about how when all this stuff was beginning, this first accusation, right before that, he was going to come out in a very, I guess you could call it, creative way. Have a listen. This is Kevin Spacey just the other night.
Look, to try to understand this in some context, how it came to be, that statement, I had been working with Evan on finding a way out of the closet. And he was incredibly encouraging and supported me to do that, was helping me to accept who I was. And he felt that if I was ready to come out of the closet, then he wanted to be completely supportive of that decision. But after being so fiercely closeted for so long, I had no idea what was on the other side of that door. So we were looking for a subtle way in which to be able to reveal myself without making too much of a big deal about it. And in 2016, I was nominated for an Emmy, very honored to be so, for House of Cards. It was like my 8th or 9th nomination, but I'd never won. Now, the Emmy is a female statue. It's not like the Oscar or the Tony, which are male statues, which I have been fortunate to have won. But Evan came up with this brilliant idea that if I were to win, that I would take a hold of the trophy and look at it briefly and then say, it sure is nice to hold a woman for a change.
Well, that would have been an incredible coming out.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, I didn't win the Emmy in 2016 or in 2017.
Okay, so maybe we blame the Emmys.
Well, the Emmys, understand, are in September. And so 1 month later, I'm hit with the rap allegations. And against better advice from Evan and others, I decided to come crashing out of the closet because I'd already made the decision to come out.
So that would have been an interesting coming out for sure.
He wanted to come out on the Emmys.
Subtle.
Wow.
So to your point, you talk about the rules of engagement and how he said, what was it you just said about when he's at a bar or whatever?
He agreed. Well, he admitted that he had relationships.
Yeah, hit on people, but never blocked anyone from
But he
leaving.
never blocked anyone or shut the door or forced anyone.
Yeah, so here's a little bit about that. And this is Kevin Spacey again from this, I don't even know the guy's name. I'd never heard of him before, but they did it on X. It was not on TV. It was on X. So here's Kevin Spacey talking about that.
And so, look, I'm not an idiot. I walk into a bar. I know that I'm Kevin Spacey. And for better or worse, that might mean something to some people. That may change the way they behave. But if some attractive guy comes up to me and says hello and flirts, is he off limits because I'm famous? The truth is, some people say that I hid behind the closet. And so to them, I would ask, okay, so do I need to wear a sign on my forehead that says that I'm gay and therefore I can alert everybody else to what my intentions might be? I mean, what if I wish to go home with a woman one night, which I've done many times in my life? Am I now going to be told that I'm hiding behind being gay? I mean, what are the rules of engagement here? Am I supposed to present a plan, for the evening up front? Hey, it's great meeting you. You're very attractive. If things go well, maybe like in an hour, I'll put my arm around your shoulder, and then maybe a little later, I'll even place my hand on your leg. And at some point, if I'm feeling like this is going in the right direction, you haven't told me to stop. Maybe I'll lean in and try to kiss you. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll end up back at my place. And if any of that, if you feel uncomfortable at all, let me know. But if not, if that all sounds cool, then let's, grab a seat and what are you drinking? Well, I mean, is that what I'm supposed to do? Is that what everyone is doing and I just didn't get the memo? Or are we all just fumbling through social and romantic encounters trying to get it right?
Flip side of that is, I don't think anybody's talking about his sexuality, though. I feel like there's 15 accusers.
Yeah.
So it's almost like where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there talking about his sexuality, where the stories are about all of these people that have come out to accuse him of being a predator.
He's talking about his sexuality, but he's also talking about just being famous, and when he makes a hit, on someone, that becomes whatever those other people want to say it was. But you're talking about where there's smoke, there's fire. He has yet to lose.
I know.
One of these
I
cases.
Know. But it's weird that there are all of these. I mean, there's a list here of 15 people.
I know. And I agree with you, where there's smoke, there's fire. But how does a jury over and over of his peers say no to the other person? It's not like his public likability factor is through the roof.
Usually when one story comes out, you know how it goes.
Well, and how many of those are true? Not to belittle, any of that behavior. I'm just saying, how many of those people are trying to get their 15 minutes? Well, it's affected the dude. He's almost broke, apparently. And he talked, this one last clip is about a path back to Hollywood, which obviously is not before him. This is Kevin Spacey from the special that streamed on X the other night.
It's become my opinion that if you haven't actually taken inventory of your life and begun to deal with the issues that you needed to deal with and make the changes you needed to make, it's meaningless and completely impersonal to apologize on Oprah or Anderson Cooper for something you might have done to someone else. I wanted to ensure that by the time I did speak out now publicly, I could be confident that I've taken responsibility for the mistakes that I've made. I worked them out with those that I've hurt. And that said, nobody in Hollywood has ever presented a path back for me. There's no coursework material I've been given, no boxes to check, no nothing. It seems that some are content with just canceling me forever. It's a life sentence. And the pain that has caused me and my friends and Evan and my family has been immense. And I take full responsibility for my past behavior and my actions. But I cannot and will not take responsibility or apologize to anyone who's made up stuff about me or exaggerated stories about me, because that's what the press wants.
You can't deny the passion in his voice.
He sounded really emotional there, but apparently the reason he went on X to do this is that he was really upset that Channel 4, which is doing this documentary, not providing him sufficient details on the allegations or giving him a quote-unquote fair opportunity to defend himself. He said the network gave him 7 days to respond to these allegations, dating back a long time. So that's why he went on X, to preempt this.
Yeah, he mentioned going on and doing the interview so he could have a public snapshot of where things stood, and he did not want to continue to go through this, and that he's not hiding anything. Still developing, because just a couple days ago, another one came up. So he's got another, and he had just gone through this thing about, I don't want to do this again.
And apparently he's been cast in a new movie, so he's starting to get work again.
All the ones so far have been indies, though, and we all
indie
know.
Movies.
Well, if you don't know, indies don't pay a lot of money. So I mean, the dude's not making House of Cards Jack anymore. But yeah, it's cancel culture for some reason is just attached to him, and it just continues. Was that previous behavior? Who knows? Evan may come on, and I don't know. I mean, what if
it's an open door if he'd like to come on and talk to us.
I mean, I would like to hear what he has to say, and we wouldn't give him easy questions, but it's all very interesting. Kevin Spacey and what a mess this is.